reports are coming out of Spurs that have been lining up potential list of candidates to replace Big Ange in the summer. The likes of Oliver Glasner from Palace, Marco Silva, Andoni Areola on the shortlist, we believe. But bringing in now our chief football correspondent, Alex Crook, to give us a little bit more on this. Morning, Crookie. How are you?
Good morning, Crookie.
Yeah, good morning. Very well. Enjoying the sunshine, off for a round of golf.
You're a shorts guy, aren't you? I've seen you in shorts in the workplace.
Absolutely. I've got my shorts on this morning. My legs not quite as tan, so I'll try and work on that today.
How's your golf game now, Crookie? What are you playing off of?
Oh, terrible. Don't even ask me. Telephone numbers. But I enjoy hacking around.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to enjoy it. It's a taking part that counts.
Loves a day off, Crookie.
Crookie, tell us about Spurs then. Is this still the case? Are they still looking to replace Ange? It's a bit disrespectful, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been writing about this and talking about this on talkSPORT for some time now. I think regardless of what happens in this Europa League, I would be surprised if Ange Postecoglou is still the Tottenham manager next season. They've lost 21 games in all competitions. That's the most they've lost at this stage of a season since 91-92. And I think it's difficult, even if you put a trophy in the cabinet, obviously Spurs fans have been craving that for a long time now, to justify that number of defeats. Obviously, they've had injury issues over the course of the season. They're not the only ones. I think tactically, again, at Liverpool, they were so easy to play against at the weekend. Spurs, even when they took an early lead, that high defensive line that Liverpool have exploited on a few occasions was there for all to see. And this is a trickier semi-final than maybe it looks on paper. Tottenham heavy odds on to win the game live on the talkSPORT app tomorrow. I'll be there alongside Alvin Martin, and I think they will get a home leg advantage, but it might be a question of how many they win by, because the second leg in the Arctic Circle is going to be very difficult on that plastic pitch of Bodo Glimt, and they've already beaten Lazio. They caused Manchester United real problems at Old Trafford as well. So I don't think it's an absolute tap-in. In terms of potential successes, you mentioned a few of the names in the frame there. I think Bournemouth are confident that Andoni Areola will reject Tottenham's advances and stay at the Vitality. Oliver Glasner's an interesting one, because I think he's going to want some assurances that he'll be backed by Palace in this upcoming transfer window, both in terms of players coming in, but also keeping the current players. Eberechi Eze's got a lot of suitors in the Premier League. Tyreek Mitchell actually is on Tottenham's list, and Newcastle once again showing interest in Mark Gay, so a big summer for the FA Cup finalists. One other name potentially to keep an eye on is somebody that Tottenham have admired before, Roberto De Zerbi, former Brighton manager, now at Marseille. I think we can add him into the mix as well. And there could well be a return of a former sporting director. Lots of rumblings that Fabio Paratici, now that his ban has been served, will come back to Tottenham. And that could be bad news for Ange Postecoglou, because I'm not sure that he was necessarily behind that appointment in the first place.
So it is as well, Crookie. It's a defeat, and sometimes you see Spurs put in a performance, but it's how they're playing in the Premier League. I mean, I was watching the game against Liverpool, and the Salah goal. I mean, Udogie just let Salah just walk onto his left foot and just put it into the corner, and it was just effortless from Udogie. It doesn't matter. It's 4-1. What's 5-1? It's the attitude of some of the players, and that comes from the manager surely as well.
Yeah, I agree. And listen, they were always up against it at Anfield. You know, Liverpool had that wave of emotion they were riding, looking to win their first Premier League title in front of a sellout crowd, because, of course, last time they did it, it was behind closed doors because of COVID. Tottenham clearly had eyes on this game. They rested both their first-choice centre-backs, and they're going to be absolutely key to getting through to the final. But you don't have to concede 5.
No.
You can make yourself a little bit more difficult to play against. And that's the problem. I think Ange Postecoglou, I've been one of his biggest critics, obviously did a great job with Celtic, but it's effectively a two-team league there. And I mean, no disrespect to the Scottish Premier League at all. But at Celtic, he could play the brand of football he wanted to, because they were always going to be better than their opponents. I don't think as a manager he's shown the Premier League enough respect. I think by just setting up the same way against whichever team you play against, I think that's a recipe for disaster. And I think it's quite an arrogant approach from Postecoglou.
I'd like him to win a trophy and then walk, kind of thing. Because if you win a trophy when you've been trying to win silverware since 2008, and the fan base are saying when you potentially could still win it, I want him to go. You know, regardless, even if we win a trophy, it's like, what are you on? You know, what are you on? I get it. The brand of football isn't good.
Imagine you're a fan, you're going to watch your team and you're losing 19 games in the season.
But imagine you're a fan and you've not seen your club win silverware and then they win shit, but you're still wanting them out the door. Yeah. It's cruel, but that is football.
Is that your Celtic hat on you got there though, Shebahn?
Well, he didn't have these problems at Celtic. He didn't have
there is precedent as well. Tottenham, I think, are in danger if they did win the Europa League and therefore they decided to keep Postecoglou. They're not just repeating the mistakes that Manchester United made with Erik ten Hag a year ago.
But then he won a trophy this season after they were still saying get rid of him. So if Ange could win 2 trophies in 2 seasons, then what's your problem?
Have you got a tattoo of Ange on your...
I'm just saying, I know the Spurs fans want more, and I get that, but sometimes I'm like, just calm down with the disrespect on the manager.
You love Ange, don't you?
It's a bit much. Crookie, you were at the Emirates last night. You go to Fratton Park frequently to watch Pompey. Was the Emirates in the Champions League semi-final quieter than Fratton Park in the Championship?
Oh, you two are really trying to get me in trouble with Arsenal fans, aren't you? I'm at Fratton Park on Saturday, actually.
Answer the question, Crookie. Answer the question, please.
Was it?
Listen, the loudest atmosphere that I've ever witnessed in this country was when Pompey played AC Milan in the Europa League all those years ago. And yeah, the Emirates was nowhere near on a par with that last night. It was great pre-match.
Yeah.
But I've actually just texted an Arsenal fan friend of mine this morning and said after 5 minutes it was like the Highbury Library all over again. And I do think PSG did a brilliant... They got the early goal. They dominated the first half an hour and that just sucked the life out of the Arsenal fans. So, yes, Fratton Park would be louder is the answer to your question.
All right, Crookie.
Get that clipped up, Crookie.
Okay, Crookie, you said it. We didn't even lead you down the garden path. Enjoy the golf today.
Top man, Crookie.
Cheers, guys.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.